The Darknet project is an effort to collect data across multiple markets hosted on the Darknet that sell online stolen data. We want to understand vendors, and we want to understand these markets, how they emerge, what allows certain markets to become more central. For instance, who attracts a large volume of vendors and buyers, and where is that activity really concentrated? Where is the largest portion of illicit transactions being made? And conversely, we want to understand what are these peripheral markets, so the markets that die off quickly or get seized after a short amount of time. As an example of this, we're currently working on a project where we look at vendor migration patterns. So we want to understand how vendors move and what their decision-making is in terms of selecting a market on which to sell stolen data, and whether they decide to then go to a different market over time and track this in order to understand how these patterns create this larger market structure. Students are involved at every stage of the Darknet project, so from data collection all the way to analysis, and we even involve them in write-up as well. And I think it's one of the best parts of the project. We meet on a weekly basis. We have a team of computer scientists and criminologists who come together. They talk about what they've done, the data collection they've done, and any kind of analyses. And I think it makes it really unique because we have computer scientists who are learning from criminologists in terms of how to analyze these trends that we're finding. And conversely, we're seeing criminologists learn from computer scientists and that they're actually working on these tools to scrape Darknet markets, that they're actually running the scrapers themselves. And so I think this is one of the most rewarding parts of the project. They're actually taking this data and putting their own spin on it and kind of asking new questions that we might have not originally thought of. I think a second unique feature and what makes it so collaborative is we're all from different backgrounds. So we have people from India, people from Canada, with people from Israel, and we're all able to kind of bring from these different perspectives in order to answer really common questions. We're able to look at the dark market structure as this ecosystem. And what I mean by this is because we're studying vendor migration patterns, we can actually track how these markets are connected based on vendor flows, so where they decide to move or not. And I think one of the most interesting findings that have come out of this analysis is just how highly connected the Darknet market ecosystem is. Almost every single market can be connected either directly or indirectly based on a vendor who previously sold on one market and then moved to another. So that's probably the most interesting and novel finding from this project.